Have you ever wondered where the greatest betrayal in life comes from? Enemies or friends? Often the ones we trust the most turn out to be the biggest threat to us. This is not just a matter of emotions, but a game of strategy. Stoic philosophy teaches us that getting entangled in emotions is our greatest weakness. We must control our reactions and adopt a practical perspective in every relationship. Today we will explore the second law from Robert Greene's book, The 48 Laws of Power. Never put too much trust in friends, learn how to use enemies from a Stoic perspective. We will understand how our outlook toward friends and enemies influences our success and failure. So, let's begin this fascinating journey with a unique story. In a small kingdom of ancient Greece, King Antiochus was renowned for his sense of justice and charismatic personality. He not only ruled over the hearts of his people, but was also an ideal figure in his court. His closest friend, Prox, who had now become his prime minister, was his most trusted confidant and companion. They had grown up together since childhood, fought numerous battles side by side, and always shielded each other in times of crisis. "Prox is not just my minister, he is like my brother," Antiochus would often say. However, he was unaware that the very person he trusted blindly was preparing to betray him. Over time, Antiochus's popularity soared to great heights. The people began to worship him like a deity, and his influence spread far and wide. This rising fame sparked jealousy and ambition in Prox's heart. He began to think, if this power were in my hands, people would also recognize my capabilities. But jealousy over Antiochus's growing popularity was not the only emotion brewing within Prox. He had become infatuated with the queen's beauty and was determined to possess her at any cost. This desire and ambition ultimately drove him to orchestrate a deep conspiracy against the king. Prox secretly allied himself with the ruler of a rival kingdom. As per their deal, he would assist the enemy in capturing King Antiochus, and in return, he would not only gain the throne, but also claim the queen as his own. Prox strategically placed his loyal soldiers within the royal guard and proposed organizing a grand celebration in the palace. He convinced Antiochus that such an event would boost the morale and enthusiasm of the people. The king trusted Prox so completely that he handed over all the responsibilities to him. The day of the celebration arrived. The palace was dazzling with lights, the guests were engaged in laughter and conversation, and King Antiochus was enjoying the festivities with his courtiers. The queen, with her radiant beauty, graced the gathering, and Prox's eyes were restless, eager to catch a glimpse of her. As the clock struck midnight, everything changed in an instant. The royal guard surrounded the king. At first, Antiochus was confused, but as Prox stepped forward with a deceitful smile and said, "The time has come, Your Majesty, for both the throne and the queen to be mine." King Antiochus could not believe that his closest friend would betray him in such a way. But there was no time left to act. The king was captured, and Prox immediately seized power. A few days later, while imprisoned, the king was visited by an old enemy who said, "I have always confronted you openly, but I never misused your trust. You considered me a threat, but look, your greatest danger turned out to be your own friend." An enemy never hides their hatred, but a friend's deception often goes unnoticed. Stoic philosophy teaches us that being swayed by emotions is a person's greatest weakness. Friendship, love, and hatred, all of these are emotions. But if we view every situation solely from an emotional perspective, we will never truly understand reality. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "The difficulties in your life are beyond your control, but your response is always in your hands." Therefore, when it comes to relationships, it is essential to act with wisdom and restraint rather than making decisions based purely on emotions. Every person is driven by their own ambitions. If someone is your friend today, it does not necessarily mean they will always act in your best interest. Enemies, on the other hand, have clear intentions. They openly display their hatred and opposition. Stoic philosophy states, "Do not hate your enemies, instead learn from them." Friendship does not mean trusting blindly. Be cautious when sharing your plans. Many times, those who criticize you can turn out to be your greatest teachers. True wisdom lies in redirecting the energy of your enemies in a positive direction. Napoleon Bonaparte turned many of his enemies into allies because he knew that defeating them was not always possible, but their energy could be redirected in the right direction. On the contrary, the friends he trusted too much turned against him out of jealousy and ambition. Success is not just about moving forward. It is also about understanding when and with whom to take the next step. The Stoic way of life teaches us to view every relationship not emotionally but strategically. Control your emotions and respond only at the right time. Robert Greene's rule teaches us that trusting too much is foolishness, and handling every relationship with strategy is wisdom. Remember, do not fear your enemies, but learn from them, and be cautious even with friends so that their ambitions do not stand in the way of your dreams. This is the essence of Stoic philosophy: restraint, wisdom, and the right decisions. If you liked this video, be sure to like and share it. Let us know in the comments how you maintain balance between friends and enemies.